Hello, I'm Andrew and welcome to ESL English Practice with Traveller's Guide. These lessons are designed to help you improve your score no matter which English proficiency test you are taking. Please press the thumbs up if you liked the video, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one, leave a comment below and turn on the subtitles so you can understand the video more easily. Today's topic is contractions. So we're going to be looking at a range of different contractions, some easy ones, some more difficult ones, and towards the end of the video we'll be doing some practice. But first of all, let me explain what a contraction is. The verb contract means to make something smaller, and a contraction in English is where we combine two or more words and shorten them. We attach them together, we remove some letters, and we replace those letters with an apostrophe. Some examples that you are probably aware of: I will becomes I'll. So the W and I are removed and replaced with an apostrophe. You are becomes your. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. We have is shortened to we've, and it is can be shortened to its. These are quite basic contractions that you might use in speaking, and you might see these when you are reading. But let's look at a few more difficult ones now. There's a few tricky things with contractions, and one thing that you need to remember: if you're expanding contractions, the word don't becomes do not, which is two words, while the word can't becomes cannot, which is one word. So try to remember this when you're writing. Here we can see the contraction there, which is short for they are. People often get this mixed up because there are three words that are pronounced the same. So don't get this confused when you are writing with their, T-H-E-R-E, and their, T-H-E-I-R. A slightly tricky one is won't. This is a very common contraction, so you might already know it. But won't is short for will not. The reason why it's awkward is because it's spelled W-O-N-T. And where did that O come from? Well, we don't know. It's just the way it is. Like so many things in English, there's no reason. People often make mistakes with this one. Let's. It is short for let us. Some people think let is. That's not correct. For example, let's go to the cinema. This means let us go to the cinema. Although actually the contraction is much more commonly used than the full version. Some contractions have more than one possible meaning. For example, look at she's. The contraction she's could be short for she is or she has. Notice this does not mean belonging to she. We wouldn't say that. So in our first example, she's been waiting for you. This is short for she has been waiting for you. Whereas if I said she's the world champion, that would mean she is the world champion. Here's a couple of more modern contractions. Wanna and gonna. These are a bit different because they don't have apostrophes, but wanna is a contraction of want to, while gonna is a contraction of going to. However, these should always be followed by a verb, not a noun. So wanna do something, gonna do something. We wouldn't use gonna with a place. So if you say I'm going to the shops, you wouldn't change that for I'm gonna to the shops. Gonna is going to do something. These are very informal and they should not be used in a test. I would say don't even use these in a speaking test, but certainly not in a writing test. Here's a couple of examples. I'm gonna leave soon. Do you wanna go with me? So the first one, I'm going to leave soon. Do you want to go with me? So gonna, going to do something, wanna, want to do something. Don't say I wanna to go now though. So we don't have a to after wanna or gonna. Next we have ain't. A-I-N apostrophe T, ain't. Now this one could mean are not, am not, is not, have not, or has not. The same contraction can be used in many different situations. This is also very informal, and you shouldn't use this in a test. But you might often hear it being used in films and songs. For example, someone might say, I ain't leaving, instead of I am not leaving. It ain't my fault. It is not my fault. Or he ain't got it. He has not got it. So here we can see the word ain't being used in 3 different ways, as 3 different meanings. This word is more commonly used in American English than British English, although British English does use it sometimes now. This one, however, y'all, short for you all, meaning everyone, is another American contraction that you might see or hear on American TV shows, but we don't usually use this in British English. This one is much more American. And did you know that sometimes contractions can be combined? Here we have an example with 2 apostrophes in it. Shouldn't have, short for should not have. You shouldn't have come here, as an example. But I would not recommend using these. I think they're okay for speaking in an informal conversation, but I don't think you should write these down even in informal writing. But you might see this written somewhere, and then you'll know what it means. So to recap, contractions should not be used in formal writing. They are only for informal writing and for speaking. For example, if your writing task is to write a letter to your friend, you may use some contractions in it. But for formal writing, for IELTS Part 1 and 2 writing, don't use contractions. Avoid them. And something else to note is that most contractions cannot be used at the end of a sentence. You can end a sentence with negative contractions, such as can't, won't, shouldn't, don't, wasn't. But if the contraction is not a negative contraction, do not finish a sentence with it. Now it's practice time. Here is a list of contractions. The first one is done for you. I'm, short for I am. So I would recommend that you pause the video now, get a pen and paper, and write down your answers for all of these contractions. And then we shall go over the answers. Remember that some of them may have more than one answer. Some of them are quite easy, some of them are a little bit more tricky. So pause the video now and then restart when you've written your answers. Okay, we're back and I'm going to show the answers in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So I'll is short for I will. Can't is cannot. One word, remember. Won't, will not. Isn't, is not. Haven't, have not. It's, it is. And this should not be confused with belonging to it, which has no apostrophe. She's could be she is or she has. We're, we are. We've, we have. Let's, let us. You've, you have. They'd, they would or they had. Would've, would have. Who'll, who will. Aren't, are not. How's, how is. We'd, we would or we had. Mustn't, must not. And here's, here is. As an extension task, you could try using all of these in a sentence. So that was a quick look at some contractions. How did you get on? I think the most important message from this video is that contractions are informal and they should not be used in formal writing. But they're very useful to know so that if you see them, you can understand what they mean. And if you are going to use contractions, this can help you to use them correctly. So thanks for watching this video. Please join me again for another ESL English practice video with Traveller's Guide. Press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again next time. Good luck with your English learning. Goodbye for now.